Hello and welcome to the Ninjababes podcast. Look at this full house today. I'm so excited. What's up, everybody? Going from my left to the right, we have Robert, Beth. I don't even know your last names, and Mary Leighton. So why don't you reintroduce yourselves? I feel like I've been emailing you for weeks now, and it's just been like Beth, Beth, Beth. Oh, and Robert, and I know Mary Leighton. And so just being honest. But I know that you are all up at Ultimate Obstacles and about to have an amazing shindig of a regional championship pretty soon. So that's what we're talking about today. But I am excited to get to know you all. And so, Robert, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself and we'll go around the table and say who everybody is.
Cool. Well, I'm Robert Perry, also known as Mr. Determined, the head fitness expert here at Ultimate Obstacles and also one of the managers as well.
And my name is Beth Gionfriddo. I am your head volunteer, just an over-enthusiastic member at Ultimate Obstacles that likes to help out with things.
I am Mary Leighton. Most of you guys know me, but my job here at Ultimate Obstacles is I am a ninja coach and social media person. Do the social media thing. It's pretty fun.
Social media extraordinaire.
I could have said that. I was just like social media extraordinary. The content has been pretty solid, if I do say so myself. If you're looking for some quality, hilarious videos leading up to regionals, go follow at Obstacles. It's been pretty great. I am tooting my own horn a little bit, but I think the likes speak for themselves.
Yeah.
She featured us, so it's pretty good.
Did.
Yeah.
I did indeed.
Well, I mean, we're about to talk all about your gym and all about you being the host of regionals for the New England region. So you can toot your horn like all you want. So speaking of the events, I'm so excited to come out there for the event. Ninjababes will be there as a vendor and leading workshops, and we'll talk more about that. But like, it's happening at your gym. Are you thrilled or are you like mortified? Like, there's a lot to do. Like, where on the spectrum are you in the planning process?
It's definitely back and forth. It's extremely exciting to be able to have that opportunity to do this, but obviously so much goes into it. And then you expect that at the beginning, and then you realize as you go through that there is so much more going into it. And I think you almost overthink it at one point because you want it to be such a great event, and obviously you want it to happen again. So it's just being able to find the balance between like getting everything done and trying to relax in between, make sure everything's all set. But I definitely think that we're super excited to be able to do this.
100%. We really were just so thrilled when the NNL asked us to host it because, when we, going through the season, it's been a super long season for the whole ninja community. Like, usually the season ends in February. We're not having regionals till like the end of May. So it's been a really long season. And, for a lot of people, like, this is their worlds. And so we really feel that, we have a great event space. We have a great staff that's really going to put on a world's worthy event, right? So we were just really honored and just really excited to do that for the ninja community.
Yeah, totally. I'm excited. I know the community is excited, and it is cool this year how regionals is going to, feature different gyms across the country. I think that's a neat way to bring it all together more because I was thinking about it in the past. We've had Connecticut and down in now I'm blanking if it was North Carolina or South Carolina.
North Carolina.
But we've been on the East Coast a lot, right? And so like we're still on the East Coast for regionals, but I was thinking it's pretty special that other regions are able to have a big event in their own space, which is cool. And then of course Worlds will be back here in Jersey, but yeah. So what goes into planning an event like this? Have you are you planning on like revamping the gym? I mean, like what are you doing? I just can only imagine like how much work there is to be done.
Yes, I mean, there is a lot that goes into it because it's not just, okay, you're going to come and run a ninja course and then we're going to do awards. It's, okay, you're going to come, you might be staying overnight. So we've got hotels. We do have a bunch of hotel blocks that are available to our folks that are coming for the weekends. We've got vendors that are coming. I know that you're coming for Ninjababes. We have some local spots that are coming, which we can talk about in a little bit if you would like to as well. We've got space that we're going to have some recovery zones. We're going to have some spots for coaches. We're going to have some spots for athletes to warm up, cool down, different things like that. But it's not just, we want to make sure it's not just you're coming to run a course and then you're done. We want to make sure that people are here. They're going to enjoy it. Like if they're here early, they've got some things to do. It's not just like, okay, I'm going to just sit and wait for my run. Like, okay, I can go over and I can talk to these vendors. I can do this. I can maybe do this like fun competition that we're going to host in one of our other spaces and things like that. So it's a lot of moving pieces and a big puzzle to put together, but that's where we've got a great team that is coming together to do all of that.
Yeah, it's a regional event, but we want it to feel like World. You know, we want this to be an event, not just a competition. Like she said, things happening all over the place all the time. People meeting, greeting, having a good time, and just forgetting about all the other stress, about everything that's going on, and just have a great time.
Yeah, I think I think I mentioned this before we started the recording, but looking back to the last time we had Worlds, it was right before the pandemic started. And I think that's been a little weird, at least for me, to think back. I was like, wow, I was with thousands of people, like, you know, meeting so many people, no mask, like that was not a thing. And so it's just kind of mind blowing to think like that's the last time we had something like this. And now here we go again in totally different setting. But has that been a concern in your planning, or just I'm sure NNL overall has been putting a lot of thought into how to keep people safe and like be mindful, and you know, how has that process been going? And is there something that you'd want to share to maybe put some parents or people at ease who might be feeling weird about going to a big event?
So yeah, I can jump in on that one too. So I think that one of the nice things about this is like it is over 2 weekends. So we're gonna have competitions 2 weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's split up for the younger age groups the first weekend, and then we have the older age groups, the adults, the mature teens, the masters, the elites, and the second wave, second weekend. And again, it's split up. So we've got waves on Friday, we've got waves on Saturday and Sunday. So we want to make it so it's an event, but it's also not overcrowded. I know right now we have just under 250 registered for our first weekend and about 150 registered for our second weekend, and we still got time. So if you want to do regionals, just go to our website and sign on up. But it is nice that we're gonna be able to really like spread things out a little bit, and it's not going to be so stuffed and packed. Like we have to get 300 people through this run on the first day, where we're going to be able to spread it out. And make it a little bit calmer, but also it's not going to be as stressful. And I think we are the largest ninja gym in New England. So we've got a lot of space. And we also have a bonus space in the schoolyard, which is where our vendors are going to be, where there's going to be some fun competition. That's where Ninjababes is going to be. And we're going to have some other fun stuff happening over there. And that's another large space that's probably equivalent to the size of the gym. So lots of space to walk around and be around, to view things, warm up and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So you haven't.
So wait, the schoolyard, is it
Is it a schoolyard?
Yeah.
No.
No, go ahead.
Schoolyard.
Oh, I was like it.
So
Schoolyard.
I do want to explain schoolyard, but and yes, we are saying it's schoolyard. That's how it is spelled.
We're from Massachusetts.
We're from Massachusetts. You gotta say it's schoolyard. But I did just want to comment. So Beth mentioned we have 250 athletes signed up for the first weekend. And I do imagine we'll probably have more sign up, especially as like Northeast regionals are finishing up. We saw a big jump in the numbers after that weekend for the kids finished up. But we have hosted comps of that size over 2 days, and we've kept it safe. So I think that one of our NNLs, we had probably close to 200, if not over 200 athletes come through between all of the age groups. And we were able to keep it a safe event. We had schoolyard, the space over there to use as well. So we're very familiar with keeping the event safe, making sure that the parents are able to view, what their kids are doing, but not feel like they're super packed in and having to, jostle for viewing or like be super close to people and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, every protocol that should be followed, that will be followed, and it's going to get to the point too where yes, all the protocols that need to be followed will be followed, but it's not going to feel like you're constrained in any type of pandemic type of style way. It's going to flow very nicely. We're just going to make sure that everything's clean, everything is spaced out. There's not too many people in one specific area, so we're going to make this as comfortable for people as they possibly can.
Yeah, and just with our past NNLs, like as
Totally,
head coach, I have worked those. But I have heard comments from competitors and from parents that have said like we've done a really good job at keeping it safe and like they feel comfortable being here, which is I think a really big compliment.
Yeah, I think that sounds awesome, and I feel more confident already in you guys. But my one big question though, which I'm sure people listening are wondering the same thing: will athletes be required to keep their mask on while they're running their course?
I don't know that we've made that decision yet. I think it's probably going to depend on the state of the pandemic and also Massachusetts regulations. So all throughout the whole pandemic, the gym, whether it's during our classes or our competitions, we're just very conscious of what the Massachusetts regulations are. So we'll have an update for the athletes as we get closer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good to know. So why don't we jump through some details? So I know you mentioned there's hotel blocks, and I would imagine that the last day to register is a couple weeks out, or tell us some more details so
May
that we can be
18th
up to date
is
with
the
that
last
information.
day. Yeah, May 18th is the last day to register. Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have 4 hotel blocks in the Worcester, Auburn area. I don't think anything is further than 20 minutes out, but we tried to keep them close, but also in the area where we know we have parents coming with kids, so there are other things to do. So if you check out the regional's website for at ultimateobstacles.com, we've got things to do like local rock gyms, hiking. I know this is a shout out. Old Sturbridge Village is giving us $4 off for every athlete. So if you want to get something educational in there, you totally can. So that's good. But we reached out to those places and we'll have information available for that day for other things to do if they are like making a weekend out of it, or have like more than one child competing in different days and things like that. So yeah.
Sweet. What about other vendors that will be there? I know Ninjababes will be there, but what about who else besides Ninjababes?
So one of my favorite peeps, NutriShop in Fitchburg, will be there as well. So for one of the weekends, they're going to be doing like a hydration station as well, making sure that athletes have plenty of water, BCAAs, hydration as well. They actually, another shout out to their disc golf facility as well. That's going to be coming down. So they're going to have some fun. They're going to bring some stuff that people can play disc golf with as well. But they are just one of the nutrition shops around that we've worked with in the past that we're fairly tied with. And excited for them to come down and help this event as well.
Yeah, and then we just confirmed today, so we have Revive Nutrition coming. So they are a protein shake place that's actually just down the road from the gym. So they're going to be here both weekends. They'll have shakes, they'll have everything. So you'll see them floating around Schoolyard as well. Ninjababes obviously is going to be there. You're going to hang out with us. We've got it's Possum Ninja Hold. So if you like everything that glitters like I do, we're going to have some glitter ninja holds. That's what it is.
Yep.
Glittery ninja holds. I'm super excited to see what those are.
And those are made by Marisa Garafano. So she's a ninja who, like, if you are in New England, you probably know her. She competes in the adult division. She also works at Strive. So she recently just started making these glittery ninja holds. They're so pretty, and we're just like super excited that they're going to be here. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, DGS.
Oh, that's so cool.
And some other local places too with some treats and different things like that.
Gourmet Donuts. They are right across the street from the gym, and they have already just kept so many competitions going. They're actually one of our kids' parents owns the location, and they're always keeping us going. So like we're excited they're going to be able to be here.
Yeah, they're
for more than one reason.
They will keep us caffeinated, and they're going to provide some things for our coaches' lounge as well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So do vendors get to access to the coaches lounge? Because all I can think is like, I'm going to be there both weekends.
You can just like randomly coach a kid.
That's so fun.
Find a kid that doesn't have a coach and be like, hey, I'll carry your chalk bag, and then you're a coach, and then you're good. As long as you're NNL certified.
Hey, you.
Need to make that
yeah. I have to get that done. I have to do that.
Yeah. Do we want to talk more about like we've said schoolyard quite a bit, but we haven't really actually talked about like what it is.
Yeah, I still don't know what it is.
Yeah. So, who wants to do it?
It's adult fun.
It is.
It's adult fun. I mean, getting to the point where it's like all the games that you used to play back in the day. It's got a little turf area, but life-size, yeah.
Game.
Like you're the guy in the foosball type of day, and like the big turf area. There's gonna be different games coming in too. We don't want to spoil too much about the things that are up and coming, but it's like a big kid playground at this point.
But it is connected to UO. So you'll see, if you've ever been here, there's a big garage door on our adult side. So we're going to open that up, and you'll have access to both the Ultimate Obstacles and the schoolyard and all the fun that we'll have there. So over there will be our vendors, like we said. We'll have like disc golf things. That's where we're going to do the podiums. We'll have some photo ops there as well. So there's going to be a lot over there.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so fun. I think it's hilarious that you're saying it's like an adult playground, because everyone's always like, Ninja's adult playground, but then apparently there's more. Like what? I'm sorry. Okay.
We have more. I think it's.
Wow,
I'm just so
pulling out all the
excited
stops.
about
I love it.
What was that? What did you
As I'm
just say?
pulling out all the stops. I love it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm really excited that we have this to just offer because there are going to be coaches like I've coached long events before that are just going to be here for so long. So like we're excited about like having the coaches lounge, but also just having that space for people to just have fun and enjoy and relax and like. You know, if somebody doesn't have a great run or something like that, there's other stuff to do to take your mind off it. Or if you get super nervous before your run, there's stuff to do over there to take your mind off it. You're not just constantly in the space looking at the course. Like there's more there to it, right? That kind of goes into our, you know, we want this to be more of an event as opposed to just another NNL. So we're pretty excited.
It's gonna be wicked fun.
Yeah, you can come like challenge us to a game of checkers. Like we will talk you up. Robert and I will be walking around a lot. I'm sure Mary's going to be filming the entire thing, but we'll pump you up for your course.
Wow, that sounds so much fun, and I'm super excited. And I think that, yeah, I've heard Mary say a couple things about like wanting to make this like an event, not just a massive competition. So it sounds like you're accomplishing that, which is really cool. I guess that kind of leads into my next question. What is kind of your philosophy then when it comes to course planning? I know we can't talk too much about what this course is specifically, but just in general at your gym, do you have like a philosophy or what's kind of like your protocol when you plan a course?
Yeah, so I will speak to that. So obviously can't give away any spoilers about what's on the course because it's regionals. Not getting any hints from me. Although we may put the ramp and the barrel back in because we did have some votes to do that on the Instagram. Kidding, we're not going to. All of New England failed it, so we won't put that one back in. So New England and barrels, man. Like, those are the two. I'm serious. So there was a TA comp where there was a barrel, and like all of New England failed it, except for like, I don't know, 3 people or something like that. I'm exaggerating a little bit. And then we had a barrel. It was a balance tank that took up a ramp, and it was very difficult.
It's not good.
Even though we've had it in our comps before, so we're like, oh yeah, this is fine to put this as like the 7th obstacle, and then it was just like taking people out and we were upset. But anyway, UO philosophy on course design. Okay. So I think whenever I'm setting up a course, or Keenan or Eric, 2 of the other coaches here that, you know, we're typically the ones that are setting up the courses. Jonathan's been helping us out a lot too this season. You know, we're thinking about the athlete experience, right? So we want the athletes to have fun first and foremost. We want there to be different obstacles. Like, we don't want this to be a course that you could set up at your gym. We want to have unique things for you to play on. We want to have inventive obstacles and things like that. So, you know, we're thinking about just like the overall experience on the course. And, you know, we're also thinking about like level of difficulty. We want the course to be progressive. At the end of the day, if we're looking at kind of like the distribution of where people landed, you know, we're hoping to see a couple of finishers, and then we're hoping to see a pretty even distribution, you know, going through the rest of the field as far as where they failed. Like, obviously you're going to have, you know, some people that go out early, you're going to have some people that make it to the middle, some that make it close to the end, but not the end, and then the end. So that to us is a good course. And we've been keeping that true. And just like we've been saying with the rest of the event, with the course, we want this to be a regionals course, right? You're not going to see us recycling obstacles from previous competitions except for the balance tank. And we, you know, we want this to be a regionals competition, and the course requires that, right? So expect a lot of fun and inventive things. I can at least tell you that. So we're really excited to show you guys some interesting designs, and just, you know, to give you more insight into like the process of how it's all going. So I'm one of the course designers, but it's not just me. It's actually Jonathan Godbout, Alessandro Murdo, Keenan Doyle. He's kind of our head overseer of all the courses, and and Eric Mata. So Keenan and Eric are working on the kids, mature kids, and preteen courses specifically. And then what we're doing with the remainder of that, we've been getting together pretty much weekly, you know, coming up with ideas. We're basically building the elite course, and then this is how we've done it with our previous competitions. We'll build the elite course, and then we'll kind of scale it for all of the age divisions. You know, trying to keep those fun and inventive obstacles that we come up with for the elites, but making it also like accessible for the other skill levels and other age divisions. And one thing that I think really gives us an edge with the course design is that collectively among all of the course designers, we have probably 20 years of competition experience among all of us. So we have seen a lot of courses. We have gotten to play on a lot of courses. We've coached a lot of different courses. So we really know amongst all of us, like, what works. And another thing that I'm just really excited about is the fact that our whole team who's working on the course design, we've been competing and coaching a lot this season, whether that's with NINA, the New England Ninja Association, or with NNLs. So we've been out in the community. So we have a very deep understanding of the skill level of the fields in all of the age divisions. And I think that that really gives a course designer an edge in developing a challenging course that's going to challenge your field of athletes, but not come up with those, I'll call them, the ninja killers, like, too early in the course, right? So, for example, we had, we've been building things and testing them and making sure they're how we think they're going to work out. NNL requires you to submit your course design 2 weeks before the actual event. So, there's a lot of work that's going into it before. Usually we'll design them the night before. So that's different this time around. But we're testing these obstacles, and, we were testing one that was supposed to be in the elite course, and it was pretty much in my skill set, something that I'm pretty good at. And, I did it, and I was getting it like 50% of the time. And, because I know the field of athletes in the divisions that I'm designing the course for, I can be like, okay, this is definitely not a good third obstacle, because I don't want to take out half the field before they even get to see the rest of the course. So that's definitely an advantage. Jonathan and Ale are primarily taking the elite course. They compete with the elite field, so they're super familiar. Keenan and Eric have coached all of those other age divisions they're designing for, and I always hang out with the masters, so I'm pretty excited to design that. So yeah, that's the UO philosophy. That's kind of what you can expect, and as much hype as I can possibly give, and as many hints as I can give. I do have one hint later though for the Patreon members, so stick around. And just a little plug for the Ninjababes Patreon.
Yeah, and I know I joke with Mary all the time and Keenan about, like, their course designs. Like, if I can get through 3 obstacles, it's typically a pretty good course, because
Yeah.
Ninja's not my forte, but
Yeah.
I do love it.
Yeah, another thing we're excited about is that we actually do know a lot of athletes, like good ninja athletes, who just aren't like super involved in NNL and aren't competing in regionals, that we're going to be able to have come in and test the course. And, a well-tested course is generally a better course, because you can see, like, is there a hang up somewhere that's going to be really hard to judge, right? Because I think that's another really important thing too, is good, consistent judging. You don't want an obstacle that is going to create all of those iffy calls, because then you're stuck doing reviews, and there's just like, what's the rule here? So I think that's also just another way we're going to make the course better for the athletes. That's my spiel.
Damn brief.
That's a great spiel.
Thanks.
That was really good. I have one more question about that. What in your opinion would be a bad course design? Like, what would you see that you'd be like, I don't like how this came out?
Something when you go out on the first obstacle that everyone does, because I've seen courses like that where people, like, into the first obstacle gets you every time, and, like, one that's not fun to watch, and it's not fun for athletes because you don't get to try the whole course.
Yeah.
Don't practice the course super, super, super late at night with people who might not be physically ready and developed to do it.
So I have strong feelings about this. I 100% agree with that. When you have an obstacle that takes everyone out and it's the first obstacle, like, again, speaking to the athlete experience, right? I just paid $60 to $100 to come and do one obstacle. And, like, yes, you're a ninja. You need to train, and you need to be able to accomplish the obstacles, and you need to be able to get over it. But you don't want to take out your entire field in the first obstacle, right? Like, that's not an exciting event to watch. That's not an exciting event to be at. And I know, we've talked a lot about this on the Ninjababes podcast, which we are doing right now. I don't know why I said it like that, but, we've talked a lot about this in our discussions about, separate courses for men and women, right? Like, so often the courses are made thinking of the male field, because that's who's coming to the competition for the most part. And so a lot of times for the female athletes, it can be a race to, like, the second or third obstacle. And, that's something that I really think about a lot. I don't just think about it in terms of, like, the female field. I think about it in terms of the male and the female field. You want the course to be progressive, right? And speaking to that earlier point on distribution, right? A good course is where people's skill levels show in the rankings, right? It's not like, I hate to say it, but not like the swivel steps, right? Like there were some amazing athletes that went out on the swivel steps, and it just that competition, like there was a lot of effort that was put into it, and I think like the subsequent rounds were great course designs for stage 2 and stage 3. But you saw a lot of athletes with so much more to give that went out on the first obstacle, and like it's not the way to do it in my humble opinion. So
Well
and
said.
breathe.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much that could be said about course design, and I'm even just thinking about like a lot of A&W courses. I'm just saying A&W because that's what is fresh on my mind. But a lot of courses that have obstacles that do swivel or do spin, a lot of times there's like a locking mechanism at the end at some of these more like high tech courses, and so it's like having obstacles that are tricky but will get to a point where you're stable is so different from obstacles that just are continually spinning or like don't have that moment of like reassurance. So I don't know, I'm just there's something to be said for like bars that are always going to spin and they're never going to stop spinning. You just have to deal with it. But there's also something to think about, like if you're making an early obstacle that's something that spins, or something that's adding that really tricky component. I guess just for course designers in general, this is just my 2 cents off the top of my head, but it's interesting to think about, like, okay, well, is this mechanism ever going to stop and give it some sort of like or you made it to this point, now it's going to help you out a little bit, versus like the ending obstacles that are like ridiculously difficult and just are not going to give you any grace, so
For sure.
And if you want a plug for your Patreon, I can tell you one of my favorite Mary Leighton stories that has to do with a spinning obstacle that I will tell you in the next
Oh no! I just remembered what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what dumb thing did I do? There's a lot.
I don't know that I've ever laughed so hard in this gym.
Oh, the drama. Oh, good. Well, let's save it for our bonus Patreon subscribers. Is there anything else that you think that everybody needs to know about this regional event coming up?
Delilah will be there.
Delilah will be there. Delilah the ninja dog.
Oh.
You gotta go to the U Obstacles page. We've got a series. It's called Delilah Gets Ready for Regionals. We have 2 episodes out so far. But please follow along. She's training so hard. We have done some agility training. We've done some grip strength training. We did buzzer training the other day. We're going to be doing some steps. We're going to be doing maybe some balance. We might get some balance training in there. So, but she will be here. And she's just delightful. She is. Delilah is delightful.
And I was
so wait.
Okay,
is Delilah
a dog?
A dog.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. There's this like.
She is a dog. Yeah.
No.
She's a very friendly dog. She loves everyone. Just come right up to you.
Okay, I understood that part. I definitely understood that. That's not what my question was going to be. I was going to say, is Delilah available for cuddles? Because I'm just thinking about if people don't do well in the course, will they have like a dog to cuddle with as like?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I will say too, just speaking as someone who doesn't actually work at this gym, but works at this gym, the community here is just like awesome, and I think like people are going to be able to sense that when they come here. Like we are super excited to host regionals, but the coaches that work here, the staff, the members that are going to be here, like just generally the New England region too. But like we have a fantastic community of people. I know. They reached out to me because like I event plan for a living, so I kind of know this world and what needs to get done and all of that. But I think that the community is going to show through in what we put on and like the event that we do and the course that we do, and just how we interact with our competitors and the families of the competitors and things like that.
Aw, thanks, Beth.
I don't like Robert though. He's the only guy. He makes me lift up heavy weights, so we don't like him all the time.
We definitely want this to be a memory though for people. Like you said, it's memorable. We have the photo booth and everything going on, so we want people to know that like they're gonna come down and hopefully we can break some of the nerves, because obviously athletes get very nervous through competition. Whether they're kids or adults, they get very nervous. So we want to break the nerves right away by just having an amazing and open environment for them to just kind of explore, warm up, and do whatever they need to do to get ready.
That's so good. I love it. I'm so excited. I feel like I know you now. I'm ready to come up. Well, yeah, we're gonna move on in a minute here to our Patreon bonus portion, which I know Mary and Beth already kind of mentioned. But basically, for those of you who don't know, Ninjababes is on Patreon, and Patreon is literally what builds our budget for having this podcast. So the reason that you're listening is because someone gave, someone was willing to donate, which is pretty cool. This podcast has been going strong for over 100 episodes now. This will be episode 101, just in case you're wondering. Woo. And so it's just amazing to see. And so if anyone would like to subscribe and to contribute to what Ninjababes is doing, you could head on over to patreon.com/Ninjababes. And one of the awesome things that you can find on there is bonus content. So every single episode, we record an extra 10 or 20 minutes and try to show you some pretty fantastic extra bonus content. It ranges from anything from like crazy stories to tutorial videos about best warm-ups for ninjas taught to us by doctors and smart people, or even just like some tutorials about how to wrap your hands and like fill in rips when what should you do about it, blah blah blah. So I don't mean blah blah blah, but kind of etc etc. So yeah, great content on there. So I really appreciate it, everybody, and I'm so excited to have the three of you here today. So we'll wrap up the regular part of our episode. Mary, you can say one more thing. I know you're itching to, but we'll move on to bonus in just a minute. So what's up?
Can we do the catchphrase, all three of us? Like,
What do we
be strong, be you, be a ninja babe, you know?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Anything
if there's anything else you want to say on the regular
else I wanna
podcast.
say? So when they were talking about like just what the event is going to be for the athletes, like I just like got a little emotional because we really do care so much about the ninja community, and we just have such a big heart for just everyone in it. You know, we know everyone in the ninja community, maybe not everybody, but you know, we've competed with these athletes for a really long time. We've been involved in the community for a long time. We're close with all of, you know, the other gym owners in the area, and so it's just, we're just so excited, and I can't say this enough, to give back to the community with this event. As just a culmination of their hard work this season, as you know, the end of a difficult season, right? Like, it has not been an easy season. Like, we've been so lucky that we've been able to compete so much, but it's been a long season, and there's been a lot of ups and downs for people to deal with Ninja, outside of Ninja. So we're just happy that we get the opportunity to cap it off in hopefully just a really special way. So
Embry.
That was so well said. So good. Well, we're gonna move on then to our bonus episode. But before I move on, I'm gonna say that in our bonus, for sure, I'm gonna ask all of you what your best competition advice is. Whether you feel like you don't have a lot of competition experience or not, whatever your best advice is. So that's one question. We're also gonna hear some embarrassing story about Mary, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And then we're going to just do some rapid fire extra questions.
Yes.
So yeah, why don't you guys send it out for us with a good old be strong, be you, be a ninja babe. However you want to do that over there.
Okay, are we ready?
we're ready.
Okay, be strong.
Be you.
Be a ninja babe.